Welcome to my channel Bright English. Disciplining your mind is one of the most important skills in life. A disciplined mind is a strong mind. It allows you to focus when others are distracted. It helps you stay calm when others are stressed. And it pushes you forward when others are giving up. Without discipline, the mind becomes like a wild horse, running in every direction, wasting energy, and never reaching the destination. With discipline, the mind becomes like a trained horse, full of power, but always moving towards the goal. The first thing to understand is that the mind is naturally restless. Thoughts will always come and go. Memories will appear. Worries about the future will disturb you. Desires will distract you. This is normal. The mind is like a river, always flowing. But discipline means you learn how to guide that river so it does not flood and destroy, but instead flows smoothly and gives life. Many people think discipline is about force, about controlling the mind with anger, but true discipline is gentle and consistent. It is like training a child. If you shout at the child, he may listen for a moment, but soon he will rebel. But if you guide the child with patience and love, he slowly learns. The same is true with the mind. You must guide it daily with patience. At home, you can start disciplining your mind with small actions. For example, when you wake up, instead of immediately looking at your phone, sit quietly for 2 minutes and take deep breaths. Tell your mind, "Today I will guide you," not the other way round. This small action is the beginning of discipline. It is like telling your mind who is the master. Another way to discipline your mind is through focus. Imagine you are studying English or working on a project. Your mind wants to check messages, open social media, or think about something else. In that moment, discipline means bringing the mind back to the task again and again. At first, it feels difficult, but with practice, your mind learns that when it is study time, it must study. When it is rest time, it must rest, step by step. The mind learns to stay where you want it to stay. Discipline also means controlling your emotions. Everyone feels anger, sadness, jealousy, or fear. These emotions are natural. But if the mind is undisciplined, emotions will control you. You will shout in anger. You will stop working when you are sad. You will waste time when you are jealous. You will run away when you are afraid. But if the mind is disciplined, emotions appear but do not control you. You can feel anger but still speak calmly. You can feel fear but still take action. You can feel sadness but still keep moving. That is the power of a disciplined mind. Now let us understand another part of discipline, which is habits. Your mind follows habits like a machine. If you train it with good habits, it will naturally follow them. If you train it with bad habits, it will also follow them. So discipline is about choosing your habits carefully. For example, if you always sleep late and wake up late, your mind becomes lazy. But if you train it to sleep on time and wake up early, your mind becomes sharp. Step by step, your daily habits shape your mental discipline. Another practice is meditation. Many people think meditation is only for monks or spiritual people, but in reality, it is a powerful tool for everyone. Meditation simply means sitting quietly and observing your thoughts without reacting. At first, your mind will jump around, thinking about work, family, money, problems. But if you continue to sit and observe, slowly your mind learns to settle. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. It is like cleaning the dust from a mirror so you can see clearly. Discipline also requires self-talk. The words you use in your own mind become your reality. If you keep saying, "I cannot do this," "I am weak," "I will fail," then your mind becomes weak. But if you train yourself to say, "I can handle this," "I am strong," "I will keep going," your mind becomes disciplined and powerful. Self-talk is like programming a computer. Whatever you put in, that is what comes out. Let us take a simple example. Imagine you want to study for 2 hours, but after 10 minutes you feel bored. An undisciplined mind will say, "Let us stop. Let us check the phone. Let us eat something." A disciplined mind will say, "I understand you are bored, but we will continue. Maybe we will take a short break after 30 minutes, but we will not quit, step by step." The mind learns that quitting is not an option. Discipline is also about attention. Today the world is full of distractions, advertisements, social media, games, endless videos, all fighting for your attention. If your mind is not disciplined, you will keep jumping from one thing to another without finishing anything. But if you train your attention, you can give full energy to one task. That is when your work becomes excellent. Remember, scattered light does not burn, but focused light can burn through steel. Your mind is the same. Another part of discipline is delayed gratification. This means choosing long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. For example, your mind wants to watch a movie instead of studying. Undisciplined people choose the movie. Disciplined people choose to study first and watch the movie later as a reward. This small difference creates a huge gap in life. People with disciplined minds achieve success, while others stay stuck. But if you train it again and again, it becomes powerful. Many people expect their mind to be strong automatically, but strength never comes without training. Just as you go to the gym to train your body, you must go through daily practice to train your mind. One of the most powerful practices for discipline is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as the person you want to be. Imagine yourself sitting at your desk, focused, calm, and fully in control. Imagine yourself speaking confidently, working with energy, achieving goals without distraction. Your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. When you visualize discipline, your mind starts learning discipline. Athletes use this technique before every game. They imagine themselves winning, scoring, staying calm under pressure. You can use the same method to discipline your thoughts. Let me tell you a small story. There was a student who wanted to top his exams, but he always got distracted by games and friends. One day his teacher told him, "You must choose between your comfort and your future." The student decided to wake up early every day and study for just 1 extra hour. At first his mind resisted. It wanted to sleep. It wanted to relax. But he continued. After a few weeks, his mind learned that early morning is study time. That one small act of discipline changed his life. He topped the exam, and more importantly, he learned how to train his mind. The lesson here is that discipline is not about doing big things one day. It is about doing small things every day until they become natural. Another method to discipline your mind is to limit your negative inputs. What you feed your mind is what it becomes. If you spend hours reading negative news, watching useless videos, or listening to gossip, your mind becomes restless and weak. But if you feed it with positive books, inspiring talks, and meaningful conversations, your mind becomes focused and disciplined. Your mind is like soil. Whatever seeds you plant, that is what will grow. Let us talk about routines. A routine is a powerful tool for discipline. When you follow a routine, your mind does not waste energy deciding what to do next. It already knows. For example, if you decide that every morning you will spend 15 minutes reading, your mind accepts it. You no longer fight with yourself about whether to read or not. This saves mental energy and builds discipline. Step by step, routines make your mind sharper. Another exercise is to set small challenges for your mind. For example, you can tell yourself, "Today I will not check my phone for the first 2 hours after waking up." Or "Today I will speak only positive words." Or "Today I will sit and focus on my work for 25 minutes without any break." These small challenges are like push-ups for your brain. Every time you succeed, your mental discipline grows stronger. There is also a powerful connection between your body and your mind. If your body is lazy, your mind becomes lazy. But if your body is active, your mind becomes active. This is why exercise is not only for physical health, it is also for mental discipline. When you push your body to run a little more, lift a little heavier, or stretch a little longer, you are training your mind to handle discomfort. This same discipline transfers to every other part of life. Now let us understand the role of silence. In today's noisy world, silence is rare, but silence is a teacher. When you sit in silence, your mind first becomes restless. It wants to escape. It wants to hear something. It wants to run away. But if you sit longer, slowly the mind calms down. Silence teaches the mind patience. And patience is the heart of discipline. If you can sit with silence, you can handle distraction, pressure, and temptation. Another important part of disciplining your mind is self-control over desires. The human mind is full of desires. It wants comfort. It wants pleasure. It wants instant rewards. But discipline means you can say no. You can say, "I will not eat this junk food now because I am training myself to be healthy. I will not waste hours on the phone because I value my time. I will not sleep all day because I have a purpose to achieve." Every no you say to your lower desires is a yes to your higher goals. There is a famous story of a great leader who used to sleep on the floor, even though he had the best bed available. When asked why, he said, "I want to remind my mind that I am stronger than my comfort." This habit gave him discipline and strength that guided him through many challenges. In the same way, you can build small practices to remind your mind that you are the master, not your desires. Another way to discipline your mind is to practice consistency even when no one is watching. It is easy to be disciplined when others are looking, but true strength comes when you do the right thing even in private. If you promise yourself that you will read every night, then keep that promise even if no one else knows. This builds trust with yourself. And once you trust yourself, your mind follows you with respect. To discipline your mind in the long term, you must create a lifestyle that supports discipline. It is not only about what you do in one moment, but about how you live every day. Your daily choices are like drops of water. A single drop looks small, but with time those drops can fill an ocean. In the same way, your daily habits can either make your mind weak or make it powerful beyond imagination. One of the first lifestyle choices for a disciplined mind is sleep. Many people ignore sleep, but without good rest, the mind becomes tired, confused, and weak. A disciplined mind requires energy, and energy comes from proper rest. Decide a fixed time to sleep and a fixed time to wake up. At first, it may feel difficult, but slowly your body and mind will adjust. Once your sleep cycle is disciplined, your focus and clarity will increase naturally. The next lifestyle choice is food. Whatever you eat has a direct effect on your thoughts. Heavy, oily, and junk food makes your body lazy and your mind slow. But healthy food gives lightness and clarity. You do not need to follow extreme diets. Just eat balanced meals, drink water, and avoid overeating. Remember, food is fuel for the mind as much as it is for the body. A disciplined diet creates a disciplined brain. Now let us talk about environment. Your surroundings shape your mind more than you realize. If your room is messy, your mind will also feel messy. If your desk is full of distractions, your focus will keep breaking. But if your environment is clean, simple, and organized, your mind feels calm and sharp. Discipline is easier when your surroundings support it. That is why many great thinkers and leaders lived simple lives. They removed clutter from their environment so their mind could focus on higher goals. Another lifestyle practice is morning rituals. How you start your day decides how your mind behaves for the rest of the day. If you wake up and immediately scroll your phone, your mind becomes distracted for the entire day. But if you wake up and spend a few minutes in silence, reading, journaling, or exercising, your mind becomes disciplined from the start. The first hour of the day is like the foundation of a building. If the foundation is strong, the building will stand tall. Let me share a story here. There was a businessman who was always stressed. His mind was scattered, and he could not focus. Someone advised him to begin his mornings differently. So he started a simple routine, waking up early, exercising for 15 minutes, and writing his daily goals. At first it was difficult, but he forced himself to continue. Within a month, he noticed his stress was reducing. His mind became calmer and more disciplined. He realized it was not magic, it was simply the power of a morning routine. Another part of long-term discipline is choosing your company wisely. The people around you influence your mind. If you spend time with undisciplined people who waste time, gossip, and complain, your mind will also become restless. But if you surround yourself with disciplined people who value time, who focus, who inspire, your mind will naturally learn discipline. As the saying goes, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose them carefully. Disciplining your mind also requires managing your energy. Many people waste their peak energy on useless things. For example, in the morning, when the mind is fresh, they spend hours on social media. By the time they want to study or work, their mind is already tired. Discipline means using your best energy for your most important tasks. Protect your focus like treasure. Do not give it away cheaply. Another powerful practice is reflection. Every night before sleeping, take 5 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, where did my mind stay disciplined today? And where did it wander? What did I do well? And what can I improve tomorrow? This simple reflection works like a mirror. It shows you the truth of your mind. Slowly you will notice patterns. You will know what distracts you and what strengthens you. Awareness is the first step to discipline. Now let us talk about discomfort. A disciplined mind is not afraid of discomfort. In fact, it uses discomfort as training. When you sit in a slightly uncomfortable chair but continue working, you are training discipline. When you feel like giving up during exercise but do one more push-up, you are training discipline. When you feel nervous speaking in public but still speak, you are training discipline. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Every time you face discomfort and continue, your mind becomes stronger. Let me share another story. There was a writer who wanted to finish a book, but he always felt lazy. One day he made a rule. He would write 1 page every single day, no matter how tired or busy he felt. At first his mind resisted, but he forced himself to sit and write 1 page. Some days he wrote only a few sentences, other days he wrote many pages. But he never broke the rule. After a year, he had a complete book. That book changed his life. The lesson is clear. Discipline is not about inspiration. It is about consistency. Another lifestyle change for disciplining the mind is gratitude practice every day. Write down or think of 3 things you are grateful for. Gratitude shifts your mind from complaints to strength. When your mind is always complaining, it becomes weak and restless. But when your mind focuses on blessings, it becomes stable and calm. Gratitude is like medicine for the restless mind. Disciplining your mind is a lifetime journey. It is not something you do for 1 week or 1 month. It is a habit you carry every single day. And to make this journey powerful, you need 2 things: daily practice and long-term vision. Without practice, the mind becomes weak. Without vision, the mind becomes lost. So let us now understand how to combine both. One of the strongest daily practices is mindfulness. Mindfulness simply means being fully present in whatever you are doing. If you are eating, just eat. Taste every bite. Feel every texture. If you are walking, just walk. Notice your steps. Feel the air. If you are studying, just study. Stay with the words in front of you. The mind always wants to run into the past or the future. Mindfulness trains it to stay in the present. And the present moment is where discipline lives. Another daily practice is journaling. Every morning or evening, take a notebook and write down your thoughts. Write what you are feeling, what you are planning, what you are afraid of, what you are grateful for. Writing gives structure to the mind. An undisciplined mind is like a messy room. Thoughts scattered everywhere. Journaling is like cleaning the room, putting thoughts in order over time. This simple practice creates deep discipline. Now let me share a story about a soldier. This soldier was trained in a strict camp where discipline was everything. Wake up at the same time, clean your bed perfectly, eat quickly, follow every order. At first, he hated it. He felt trapped. But later, when he returned to normal life, he realized something powerful. The discipline he learned in the camp made his mind sharp and calm. He could handle stress, control emotions, and achieve goals because his mind had been trained. This story shows us that even strict discipline, though difficult at first, gives freedom later. Another important step is self-questioning. Every time your mind tells you to do something, ask yourself, is this helpful for my future, or is this just a distraction? For example, if your mind says, let us watch one more video instead of studying, ask, will this help me grow, or will it waste my time? By asking questions, you create space between thought and action. That space is where discipline lives. Without space, you react blindly. With space, you choose wisely. Let us now talk about discipline through service when you serve others. When you help without expecting anything in return, your mind becomes humble and strong. An undisciplined mind is selfish, always thinking about me, my comfort, my pleasure. But when you practice service, you train your mind to rise above selfish desires. You remind yourself that discipline is not just for your own success, but also to bring value to the world. Another powerful practice is goal setting. Your mind becomes disciplined when it has a clear purpose. Without goals, the mind wanders. With goals, the mind focuses. Set one big goal for the next year and break it into small steps for every month and every week. Each step is like a milestone. Each time you complete a step, your mind learns to trust itself more. Discipline grows when goals are clear. Now let us talk about temptation. Every day your mind will face temptations. Laziness will tempt you. Pleasure will tempt you. Fear will tempt you. Temptations never go away. But discipline means you recognize them and still choose your higher path. Think of a mountain climber. On the way up, he feels tired, cold, and afraid every step. His mind tempts him to stop, but he continues. Finally, when he reaches the top, he realizes the view was worth the struggle. Your life is the same. To reach the top, you must win against temptation again and again. Another story here is about a scientist who worked on his invention for 20 years. Many times his experiments failed. His friends laughed at him. His own family told him to stop. But his mind was disciplined. He woke up every day, worked on the same project, and continued step by step. Finally, after years of failure, he succeeded. The world celebrated him as a genius, but he was not a genius. He was simply a man with disciplined mind. So remember, every small step you take, every time you control a distraction, every time you choose focus over comfort, you are disciplining your mind. With time, your mind will become your greatest ally. It will carry you through challenges, guide you in difficulties, and help you create a life of strength, freedom, and success. Thanks for watching.